Hello there and welcome. It's Kate in the Nest, and I'm really happy to have you here. The wind is blowing, there's lots of pollen, and little flowers are, literally just showering past me. So I thought rather than going out into my real garden, I would spend some time on my other garden, which is my slow stitched quilt. And I have some treasures that I collected on my latest little country trip. And I thought we could do some gardening together. Wherever you are and whatever you are doing, I'm just so glad and grateful that you're joining me. Thank you for following me, for all your lovely comments. I'm hoping that you are well. And if you have something crafty around you that you can stitch along or create alongside of me. So I may be sneezing. As I said, it's hugely windy still. But let me tell you where we're up to. I've learned so much already from making this first big quilt, and I know now it won't be my last because I just love coming back to a big piece. So this is the bottom right hand corner, and this piece has very little on it right now. I've let it just lie dormant while all the other pieces came together. This is the biggest display of original colour wild flowers, but I do not want to leave it just flat, if you know what I mean. It has to be three-dimensional. So one of the things I thought we'd play on this block here and also on the middle block, because I think I've picked up some pieces that will add interest to it. So if you're just joining me, this is a series that was inspired by the Roxy Girls, their Journal of Stitchery, and I started out making a field notes quilt. It's got I actually really got stuck in spring with the blooms, I think, and the wildflowers of summer. And I don't think this will go into autumn or winter. I just want happy colours. So this is a little needlepoint that I found in a frame at Vinnie's in one of the country towns. I've just literally pulled it out of the frame, and I'd like it sort of to be a centerpiece on this one. So it's got texture, and I'm thinking of just exactly what I just did there, plonking that down. I've got some other pieces that I thought also could be used on this particular corner. You will have seen this before, but it's lovely stitching in this gorgeous blue. I shared on my earlier video that I found this tray cloth. I think I'll actually put it on the center block. And I also got this one, which has got these beautiful, it's almost a garland of flowers, and I'm thinking that could be a joining piece. So I don't know how far I'm going to get, or actually but I am also starting to long to put some of the Rachel's fabrics into the garden. So a random little butterfly. Not sure if I'll get to that today, but that butterfly is there to make me happy. Okay, so let's just get to it. I've just done a random shape, and the motivation for this work was to find a flower that leads to another flower. So I've buried everything under here in usual Kate style. But let's get stitching and be happy together. I'm just noticing I haven't even stitched those bits down. Okay, I actually think I wouldn't mind. Okay, so if that became part of this and went up here, I've got this big brown, but we'll cover that up. Just going to trim around here a little bit. I've actually never, oh, well, actually, that's not true. I was going to say I haven't ever stitched a needle work on this sort of fabric. down, which is true for this quilt, but I sort of, on the Betty quilt, have put in place. Okay, I'm happy with that. Haven't brought many pins down. Okay, what have I already learnt that I would do differently? I've shared before, I've been inspired by Karen from Railway Cottage Studios, who's now on YouTube, which is wonderful. And I've noticed that Karen works her whole block separately, and this it appears to me that she often goes from the center outwards, whereas on this piece I sort of started from the corners to go in, whereas on the Betty quilt now I'm going from, it's much smaller, but I've learned about that is what I'm trying to say. So hot pink, which doesn't go at all, but that's part of the theory, to tie it all together. So I better not stand up and down very much because you'll get sick of this chair creaking. But can you see my fingers? If I'm here, yes you can. All right. So unashamedly, this is the second video of the day because I would be stitching away anyway, and I usually stitch this quilt on a Sunday. So here we are, long weekend, which means that we've got another day of holiday tomorrow, which is really like Stitch's paradise. Or by then I might be up to some crocheting, who knows. I just do whatever pops into my head. So you can't really actually see very much of this pink because it's going in between the, I really don't know what we call this material. It's like a tapestry, but not as heavy. If I ever get, oh my goodness, look what I did then. That can't. There's very few things that I undo, but I cannot have that gigantic stitch. I was already racing ahead of myself. See, my brain was thinking, I need to find out about fabrics. But instead of researching, I spend all my time doing at the moment. This might be a quiet video because once Kate gets in the garden, the joy just continues. We are actually having trouble with our internet, I think, due to all the wind. So it's, who knows when this will actually load. I did get an answer from the lovely Terry, who has let me know that she's got the power back on, and reminded me that to remind all of us to keep thinking of the many who still haven't got power or even a home. So we are really blessed, and it takes times like this. So Terry was a champion, and she has continued stitching without power, and she said by sunshine and candlelight, and that is truly making the best out of a bad situation. So I know those pieces, Terry, that you've made will always have a memory for you. This red is reminding me that there's a local Waratah festival on near where I live, and I actually love the Waratah. Never been able, well, I've never tried to grow them, but I've seen people walking the streets with big bunches, and that's been just a lovely thing to think about and to see. Okay, so we've done some wild stitching there, and yeah, rather than stitch down here, let's see if we can grow the garden, because all these blank pieces need to gradually disappear. Might be too strong for there. What am I thinking? Digging around for some other bits. That's why I don't like to ever plan, because I'm never prepared for what I'm thinking. Okay, not that one. Let's have a look at this beautiful. What angle could I make work here? Actually, I could make that work, and that would lead up to there. All right. So rather than use this as a whole garland, I'm going to get more use out of it by cutting smaller flowers. And again, remember, this was found, it didn't even have a price on it, this one. I bought a bag of doilies from a shop that said $5 a bag, and literally you could just fill up the bag. I didn't realize it was $5 a bag. I was asking about the prices, so I'm just very excited to bring this home. So rather than getting last minute sale before it's thrown out or given to landfill, here it is. Oh, happy again amongst other flowers. Making sure I'm not stitching onto the panel below. So this little corner is going to be a reminder of the country oppie shoppy trip. Oh, look at that. That's what I love, that green. A little bit of stem there has gone into that bit there. That's joining up there. Let's just continue on, because that's made a big difference texturally already. So we'll just go. I won't pin this one down every part, because I like the flappy of the floral. So let that still stay three-dimensional there. Go around a bit further. Eek. Let's do some small for Kate stitches to here, and then let's fill up this space with some seed stitches, which now for me, I think I've told you, I just love doing, because they're just so random. This is a different pink wool, still 4-ply. I was just thinking that in a couple of weeks I am so fortunate because I'm going down to Melbourne. I'll get to see my son, and because I wanted to visit him, there is also a fleur workshop on a fleur woods, and I am signed into that. So excited. And I was rereading about it just the other day, and she does say if there are any particular things that you love to work with, you know, feel free to bring them with you, even though she supplies everything. So I'm very excited about that thought. But I did play this little game in my head and go, now, Kate, if you had to go away, and I've just been away, so that was a good trial, what should you take with you to Melbourne? And the answer was, I need my pink. I need wools, most of all. I love the cottons and the other things, but it is the 4-ply that makes me feel particularly happy. All right, so I've just filled in some stitching there, and now go around this edge, and that will finish this little part of the garden. Eek. This is dangerous, everyone. I'm sticking the needle in the wrong directions, but I'm very happy with how that's gone. Now I'll just stab it through if I can. There. Just a quick double stitch there, pull that out. Okay, so in not too long we have added, I'll bring that up closer just so that you can see that this is a print, but now we have needle point and we have a puffy embroidery in there that's leading to this little crochet edge. So very happy with that, which means, see, I manage to get twisted every time I try and show you something, but I suppose it's a little bit more sharing. In here is this beautiful, so this is the center bottom that is on this beautiful tablecloth that I left the roses in place. I've got other roses to put around this, but you know, and this is why I've learned to, it's great to take time, because I come back to here, and this was early days that I put this white doily down, and for me it's too white and stark by itself. So my idea is to start to blend it in, and I want to, I suppose, you can't see that one, work around these roses so they still stay the hero, and blend the corner to the center. Whereas next time I'm going to go center. Well, you've seen on the Betty quilt, I'm actually doing it far more spontaneously, but I will look at each block separately with them. Does that make any sense? So I love that that's just a little bit tucked under, because the other part is I'm going to be adding all my crochet and other flowers around, butterflies and bees and birds. So very much a big project, this one. All right. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, because I don't know how much of this white to keep, so we'll just tear along here. Love that sound. And we'll go, because these little garlands here, if that's the right word, could become separate, or I could keep them with the mother flower. We will just have a little play. So how is your harvesting going? I love that. I'm trying to use Instagram more as well, and it's been lovely to read comments of people who have harvested their little treasures. And we're all making different things, but for me to know that even if I've inspired one person, that is giving back, because I've been inspired by so many. Ah, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. We know what we're going to do. See that little yellow there is going to join to this. Oh, love it. That's all junk under there. And we'll I actually love these pieces where it's applique. Don't know what it's called, but just absolutely adore it. So what did I say? Put that there like that. Just stand up as well to make sure that's going to work. I think it's nearly perfect. There's a little bit too much white there, so I'll take that out. But see, it also joins now down here. Maybe I can just even put it a little bit wonky. Yep. So we can see those flowers, which in fact, yep. Because now, anyway, you don't need to, you don't need to hear how my brain is thinking. Sometimes I hope I'm not, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to know what exactly, how much to say and what not to say. But as you've been so encouraging, you say, just be yourself and this is me. And oh, that is making me so happy. Bless, bless, bless. Wherever I found that, the little town. And we'll do a nice little dainty pink perlé, I think. I like how I've got that in its entirety, really. Just lost the needle. I really want to make, oh, I've got that threaded up already. Gosh. I'll thread this one just in case. I'll make some pin cushions this week. I want to have a special funny one to go inside my little country pouch with a swan. And I am thinking of saving a swan for this. Those swans live in the water, but it doesn't matter about those sorts of rules. They can wander through the garden. Okay, here we go. This is just cotton, so it won't stand out as much as some. So as I said earlier, the most thing I hope is that you're stitching or crocheting or drawing, knitting, whatever you like doing alongside me. My husband is away for work again this week, so it's been a lovely combination to have some time away with him, gather all these new little treasures, and then have time to organise them and then to do lots of making because I don't have to work this week. And then next Saturday morning, Zoe has put on an extra Green Door Open Studio because we weren't actually surviving very well. It's going to be nearly a 6-week gap, and so the beautiful Zoe has just worked out how to squeeze one in for us. So also, if you're around the area and maybe you can't come to weekdays, the Saturday one is maybe something within your grasp. So it's next Saturday, the 12th of October, between 10:30 and 2:30. So Missy from Missy Made This will be there, and many of us locals. But can you believe that? As I said that, I thought, gosh, time is going so fast. It's just the 1st of spring, 1st of September. And to my friend Kalpana in the States, there's a rose for you. I want you to have a wonderful day. And I know roses are your favourite. So every time I see roses now, I think of quite special people. So this is going over the top now of this. Oh, sorry to make you dizzy. I hope I didn't make you dizzy. Over this doily underneath, and I like how that little bit is showing. And I just had an idea. I could put something beautiful underneath there. So actually, I won't. I don't know what I have in mind, but it would be nice to fit. Maybe that's just too detailed at this point, Kate. Yeah, we'll come back to that another time. Let's see how we're going. Very much like that. So those, I'm going to, in fact, let's trim a little bit more off here. I've lost one flower underneath there, but there's the 3, 1, 2, 3, and should I bring that up closer because maybe you can't see. I'm going to outline them with colour so the white petals stay, but if you were here, my pieces I think are meant to be, have your fingers over the top of them. Oops, what have I done there? I'll just pin something into a bit. There we go. think I want to just keep working on this, but I need some more pieces. So I think I'm going to say bye for now, knowing that together we've added this piece of needlepoint, these beautiful embroideries. So this is bottom, and I'm going to keep working on this. I'm very excited. I'd like to sort of have this panel all connected with that, and we've done that yellow bit there. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you so much for being with me as my garden grows. So Katie the Nest in the garden is wishing you joy and blessings until next time we see each other. Bye.